Hey guys, Asi here to check out some New Zealand best kept cars. Starting one today. I'm here with my friend Matt.
Hey.
Hey Matt, tell us about your car, mate.
So this is my 1988 BMW. I actually purchased it off a mate of mine who owned it, who was moving overseas, and probably bit off more than I can chew, because I've decided to kind of put my own spin on the car that it was, basically rebuilding it from the ground up, sort of. So yeah, what would you like to know?
Tell us a little bit about the engine, man.
Well, it's a bit unique, and I can't take credit for the idea, because this is how the car came, but it's running a 13B RX-7 Series 5 engine, which is relatively unique. So when I came up with the idea of wanting to buy it, I knew the car. I'd been a passenger in this car. My friend had let me drive it years ago, so I knew what it was about. So just bringing it back to its glory, as well as adding a few new parts to it, electronics and that sort of thing.
Tell us about what you've done so far, mate, and what's your future plans for this?
Yeah, so I really want to try and keep the body as like original as possible, and just have all the magic kind of happening in the engine bay. So when I got the car, the engine had just gone through a fresh rebuild, so thank God I don't have to do anything with the block. It's a little bit of a mix and match, so it's actually a Series 5 block with Series 6 bolt-ons to it, and then as we kind of work through it, we're just adding bits that we find and wanting to chop and change as well. So new ghillie belt kind of drive, water pump, that was all purchased through Pack Performance over in Oz, just right there.
Tell us what's on the shelf.
Yeah, so this is just a bunch of parts that I've got ready to go into the Beamer. Obviously it'll be a wee while off, but collecting as we go. So when I actually bought the car, I bought it from a mate who had just had the engine rebuilt. He was moving overseas, so I decided to purchase the car. He'd actually already bought this Bull Warner turbo for it. I did have to get it rebuilt because it had run hot before it was second hand. I'm all about second hand. I don't know, if it runs, I'll use it. So I've had that rebuilt. That's all ready to go. I've got the IC7 Haltech dash, probably a little bit extra, but I've just seen car clips, to be honest, of people having them in there, like drift cars, race cars and stuff. It's not going to be a drift car, but I like the look, so got one of those. And then Joel, my mate that's wiring it and also helping me put it all together, suggested that I get a PDM, which just makes the wiring more simple.
Right.
And my thought process behind it was, if anything was ever to happen with the chassis, I want to be able to rip everything out, the engine, running gear and everything, all the electronics, and be able to put it into another chassis if that ever happened. So that just makes everything easy and simple. And then because this is obviously going to be producing quite a bit of air, just the Turbo Smart 60 gate, to be able to get rid of it when needed. So
awesome, man.
Yeah, quite a bit on the shelf ready to go, and just chipping away at it as we go. It's been quite an exciting journey.
Awesome, mate.
Right there, the Rotary gear and what they've got going on.
I see that the engine bay has a respray.
Yeah, so that was this car's been through quite a lot. Originally it was built, it actually was in New Zealand Performance Car Magazine way back, and then when my mate owned it, the whole engine bay actually caught on fire, so had a bit of rust in there. That's all been taken out, all resprayed, all clean, all ready to go. So really the focus is just getting the engine back together and everything that's involved with it.
And what else have you done to it, man?
Well, when I first got it, again, knowing that the engine had been rebuilt, I didn't have to do anything there and then, but I wanted to make sure everything was all good. It actually was sitting for 5 years. So the first thing I did was, the wheels at the time just had it, to be honest. They were but worse for wear. So I had them sandblasted, had them powder coated. They're just like a cheap replica wheel. Eventually I'll do something else, but it was currently suited. So I just want to put it back together to get it back legal on the road, and then look at adjusted suspension suspension and that sort of thing. Also had the new discs put in, had the calipers powder coated as well. Went back and forth with a mate of mine who's helping me with the whole thing around the colour, and he reckons to do black or like a gunmetal grey or something like that. I couldn't help myself, so I needed to put the Lamborghini yellow in there. I just needed my own flair on it, something a bit different.
Awesome.
Yeah, so there's quite a bit to go. I mean, I've just had the drive shaft done. That's custom made. That's just been rebuilt or built. So basically everything from the ground up is ready to go. It's just a fab work for the engine. Put the big ball bore and the turbo on. Radiator, check that out. Make sure that's all good. Possibly a new intercooler. And then the fab work. And then once it's there, it's basically ready to wire, which will be running the new Haltech Elite ECU. The IC7 dash, the PDM, so all the wiring will just be completely redone as well. From there, body panels can go back on, and I mean they could probably go on now to be fair, but yeah, it'll be good to go.
Awesome, mate. And what time frame do you reckon do you have this done by? Hopefully.
I mean, if you ask any car guy, they'll say how long's a piece of string. It really depends. Like I'm grateful for the people I've got helping me with it. I'm actually not too knowledgeable about cars, so just trying to learn as I go, and just borrowing people's time when I can. So hopefully within a year it'll be ready to go. It'll be finished with its running soon, and yeah, ready to see what it can kind of make. Goals wise, we're hoping for about 450, maybe 500 horse, and then yeah, we'll blow the shoes off it once she's running.
Awesome, mate. Can't wait.
I'll let you come back and video it actually.
Be in tune. We'll get this another video.